The secret of Blackwood Manor. Dominic stood before the rusted iron gates of Blackwood Manor, the house where his grandparents had spent their long, quiet lives. The air smelled of damp cedar and ancient secrets. He turned the heavy key in the lock, the sound echoing through the overgrown garden like a heartbeat. He turned the heavy key in the lock, the sound of echoing through the overgrown garden like a heartbeat. The manor had been waiting for him for 20 years, holding its breath in the shadows of the tall oaks. Inside the foyer was a cathedral of dust and silence. Dominic's footstep rang out on the checkered marble floor, disturbing the layers of grey soot that coated every surface. Long white sheets draped over the furniture like resting ghosts. He looked up at the grand staircase, feeling a strange pull toward the library, a room he had been forbidden from entering as a child. The library smelled of old paper and vanilla. Rows upon rows of leather bound books climbed toward the ceiling, their titles faded by time. Dominic ran his hand along the shelves until his fingers snagged on a volume that felt different. It was a journal bound in dark green velvet with his grandfather's initial embossed in gold on the cover. As he flipped through the brittle pages, a small silver-edged dial fell onto the floor with a soft clink. The journal spoke of a star glass and a vault of wonders hidden beneath the floorboards he stood upon. Dominic knelt, tracing the parts on the dial. It wasn't a coin, it was a mechanism, a key to a lock that didn't use traditional tumblers. Following the sketches in the journal, Dominic moved to the center of the library, where a massive rug depicted the constellations of the northern sky. He pulled back the heavy fabric to reveal a circular brass plate embedded in the wood. It had a single star-shaped indentation in the center, exactly the size of the silver dial he now held. With a steady hand, Dominic pressed the dial into the plate and turned it. A series of deep mechanical clicks vibrated through the floor, and the circular section of the library began to sink slowly. It was a hidden elevator, a marvel of clockwork engineering that had remained functional and secret for decades, descending into the cool dark of the basement. The elevator stopped in a small stone-walled chamber. The room was filled with objects that looked like they belonged in a museum of impossible. Glowing vials of liquid, mechanical birds with copper wings, and maps of lands that didn't exist on any globe. In the center of the room sat a chest made of translucent, iridescent glass that shimmered like a soap bubble. Dominic touched the lid of the star glass chest and it vanished into a cloud of harmless, sparkling mist. Inside lay a single pair of spectacles with lenses made of polished sapphire. Beside them was a letter addressed to him in his grandmother's elegant looping script. For Dominic, it read, who always looked at the world and saw more than what was there. He slid the spectacles onto his face and the world transformed. The stone walls of the cellar became transparent, revealing a hidden map of light etched into the foundation of the house. He could see the history of his family flowing like golden threads through the air, memories of laughter, discovery, and many treasures they had hidden across the world for him to find. Dominic realized that the house wasn't just a building, it was a map, and his life was the adventure. He tucked the spectacles into his pocket and picked up the first of the golden maps. The dust and the silence of Blackwood Manor were gone, replaced by the thrill of 1,000 new beginnings. The treasure wasn't just the gold or the glass, it was a legacy of wonder they had left behind.